Hi, this is Jan Hibbert from Log Cabin Leather. I'm here in the basement of my log cabin home where I make all my handmade leather products, and today I'm here working on a custom leather belt order. All the designs I use for my belts are created by me, and the tools I use, I'm going to talk about those a little bit and show how the pattern is created. I have abundance of these shape tools, and these are the tools that I will be using today to create the pattern. So those four. The veiners are my most popular tools. They're on almost every geometric design I make. And then again, I have a whole series of tools over here on my workbench that are design tools. Some are flowers, butterflies, things like that. I've shown in other ones, that are more what I call my metal flowers design. But again, this is a custom belt. This is a design I created. So again, there's several steps to finish the edges, but once I've done that, to make the design, I do scribe a line down the center. So I think this one was measured to the middle. They're called wing dividers, so I can set this any distance I want apart, up to like 5 inches. And so basically I scribe a line down the center using this tool. I mean, I'd have it on the table, but I'd scribe a line down the center. I've obviously already done that because I started to stamp it. And then usually, again, if I'm making up a design, I'm going to make the design and make the pattern go for a little bit. Measure between a certain thing. It's a pattern, so it's going to repeat. So what I'm going to do is this design in the middle now, this hexagon. I'm going to measure from where it starts to where it starts again. And then I'm going to make a little dot going down the whole thing so I can stamp that. So that's where I'm at now. So I have little dots. I haven't done them down the entire thing. I stopped here. So again, all I have to do is touch this and turn it, move it along like that, and that's going to give me exact distance between those spots. And again, I like symmetry, so all my designs for the most part are symmetrical. The other key thing to working with leather is, of course, the leather has to be wet. This is called vegetable tanned leather. It is made for carving, molding. It's better to add color to. This is a natural color of the hide. It absorbs water nicely. And this leather is from a company called Weaver Leather. It's in Ohio. It is beautifully finished on the back and front. The edges finish very nicely. I mean, again, doing the edges and stuff, that's a whole other process. And that takes some time, and that's other pieces of equipment. So now with the design, I've marked the dots, so that's where this stamp is going to go. And again, so now I'm going to touch the point of that. It's like touch points. I used to be a teacher and we'd use touch point for teaching math. But again, so basically where that starts is where I stamp this again. And again, I'm lining up. It's a hexagon, so I'm lining up the points on the two sides here with the line in the center. And then I'm stamping it. And sometimes it does take more than one hammer. Now this tool, too, is something I had for a long time, and the head of mine broke off. And the original size I had was a slight bit bigger than this, I believe. Again, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show some more of the design. I'm not going to continue with that all the way down, just because I'm not going to finish this entire thing during the video. Now I'm going to take this veiner, which is one of my original set of tools included, I think, 7 stamps. And most of them are really made to make these floral designs. And this is called a veiner, so this would be on the, like, leaves and petals and stuff to show the vein, the veins. So again, see, now it's faster for me to do because this design goes, and I can just line it up with my line in the center, with my line on the edge. I also have a line along the edge, which is done with this tool. It's called a stitching groover. And it's really to make an indent to stitch, like if you're doing shoes, so that you wouldn't step on the stitching on the sole of the shoe. I use to scribe a line along of things, so I have something smooth, so the stamps come out even and don't interfere. And then generally what I do is, I'm going to turn this around the other way now, and now I can just go back and stamp these going this way. And again, sometimes it's faster depending on how you have to turn the tool, like to even do them all going the same direction, so I don't have to keep turning the tool and then go back and do the other direction. So I'm just basically placing the tool and then I have the larger veiner that goes in between, and so that should fit pretty much right in between those. I can stamp it here because it will be. And again, I'm going to turn it around and go back the other way. So this is basically how all the designs are created. I build from, when I'm creating them originally, I scribe that line down the center and I stamp something. Or I start on the edge and I stamp something. And then the design builds from there. I pick something else and stamp it. So the designs build. They're all different. So they're at random, pretty much. Now, so this one, to finish this design, for this, it has one last stamp in it, which is, again, I don't know. It's like a diamond, I guess I would call it. And that is going to go in the center of these. Again, that's the center one on that. So that goes right in here like this. You can see, again, it's hard to see this close up because I can't get the camera too much closer to what I'm doing. So I could move it down a little lower. And so that's going through the center. Now the dyeing process is a whole other case. I'm not sure if that light's making it better or no. I don't know. That makes it better or worse. That's the design for this. So then the next process is to add some color. And here it is going to have dark brown along the edges in there. That's put on by hand. Then I put something, a dye resist over that, so the color will stay darker in those places. And then I have to dye the whole, and then I dye the whole thing. So that's the rest of the process. Again, in my workshop, the dyeing and so forth is done in a whole different area, so I'm not going to show that right now, but I'm just showing the process of how I create the hand tool designs. Now again, the person gave me a specific size. That's the exact size I'm going to make this belt. It's, it's 37.5 inches. That's fine. It can be a 1/4 inch. I mean, again, 1/8 of an inch is something that's, a little bit specific. But again, I'm going to put those holes in the belt where you want them, and then I usually do 2 holes either side of your center or your main hole, about 1 inch apart. But if you want it different, I can do it different. My belts are all center bar buckles, so you don't really need to have that other leather loop on there. And again, I custom fit them. You get your choice of buckles with them as well. I have 3 different shapes, and you get your choice of brass or nickel finish on all the belts. Or the buckles are removable, so if you have a fancy buckle, those can go on any of my belts as well. That's pretty much going to wrap it up for now. Once again, this is Jan Hibbard, Log Cabin Leather by Jan, working on a custom leather belt. If you have any questions or comments, I'd appreciate a thumbs up would help. Again, if you want to find out more about what I do, please, follow me on Facebook or join my email. You'll also get links to special sales and deals and things like that, discounts on products. So if you're interested in purchasing products, that's the way to go. You can find a link to that below in the comments after this video posts. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Once again, this is Jan Hibbard, Log Cabin Leather. Bye.